opening a car dealership. They also check if any of my neighbors are against me opening a dealership there, which is potentially an issue. This is the biggest, the riskiest event in this whole process. I'm now at the town hall. Good evening. Today, you might notice that I'm not wearing a really beat up old hoodie or a Jimmy John's shirt. It used to be my job back in college. Years ago, I used to be a Jimmy John's delivery driver, so I have a whole bunch of Jimmy John's shirts. Today, I'm wearing a button-up shirt, and that is because today is an interesting day. I've mentioned this in my previous videos before, the fact that I'm in the process of opening a car dealership. And by that, I don't mean I'm actually like doing a full-blown, CarMax sort of thing. No, I'm just getting a dealer's license. But for that, obviously, I do need to have a dealership. Like, it is a requirement that I have a place of business. It is required that I fill out a whole bunch of forms and have the appropriate local permits. And that's what we're dealing with today. So all the forms and stuff like that are not that hard to do. Today I'm dealing with the local permits where things don't really depend on me. I'm going to a hearing with the village in which my shop is located at. This meeting is basically for the village to figure out whether or not they want to approve my zoning. It allows car services only under like exceptions. So it's technically not prohibited for me to do car work in that area, but they require you to have a hearing to check what kind of operation you have and see if everything is acceptable. They also check if any of my neighbors are against me opening a dealership there, which is potentially an issue. Reason being is that the landlord of the shop mentioned to me that there was a previous tenant of that same shop who tried to open a legitimate mechanic shop at that location, and he wasn't able to because apparently there was a lady who owned some apartment buildings across the yard who ended up basically objecting this, and the city, I guess, didn't give him approval. I don't know if she's going to be showing up to this hearing, but apparently whoever does have any objections to me opening a car dealership there, an actual auto business, is going to show up at that hearing, and they're going to bring up their concerns, I guess. I really have no idea how it's going to go. I doubt that I'll be able to record in there, but I'll do what I can. A lot depends on today. I would say this is the biggest, the riskiest event in this whole process. Okay, thank you. Because in reality, Wisconsin is going to be very unlikely to deny me as long as I have all my paperwork in order. So the only thing that could really go wrong is the local permits. And that's what we'll be getting today, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But first, I have to install this battery in the Touareg. The Touareg has a lot of issues, such as super leaky valve cover gasket, low oil pressure due to worn out crankshaft bearings, evap leak, apparently now a bad battery. And somehow this is the priority because everything else is still relatively drivable. I've been detailing this thing for a month now. If you're not familiar with Touaregs, or Touaregs, Cayennes or Q7s, they have a battery under the driver's seat. But in this case, we do have to use a 12-point bit, which is a triple square. Now, this guy right here is what we're trying to remove on both sides of the seat. But we only want to do that with the front two bolts and not all four. If you've been following my channel, you would know that not too long ago I bought a Q7 where they didn't put the back two bolts in and the seat would just flop back and forth. I can just do this, and this is basically how they've been driving around. The new hood and fender are getting resprayed for this car, so I had to throw them in the Touareg, this Q7 that I'm rebuilding off of Copart. If you're interested about that, check out some of my other videos. This was one of my most recent purchases. Now that those two bolts are free and we have nothing behind the seat, driver's seat, can just do that. The reason why I want a dealer's license is because first of all, clearly I have a decent amount of cars. Frequently I buy cars with the intentions of selling them and making some money. It's definitely not my full-time gig. It's just something I really enjoy doing on the side. I also buy stuff from Copart because there's very few states that will actually allow individuals like you and I to buy from Copart, and because of that, very frequently when I would buy from Copart, I would have to get cars shipped because currently I live in Wisconsin. Before that, I used to live in Illinois, and neither of those states allow individuals to purchase from Copart. So I've had to buy from Colorado or Michigan or Minnesota and get them delivered to me, which costs quite a bit of money. If you know anything about vehicle shipping, it is not cheap. Local auctions would save me a decent amount of money. It would also allow me to not register cars that I buy and use dealer plates on them, which also saves a decent amount of money. Okay, so I am now at the town hall or whatever it's called. If you can tell, I'm a little nervous. There's a lot that depends on how today goes. If I don't get my dealer's license, I guess I'll just have to keep going the way I have been. But the thing is, what really pushed me to do that is the fact that I got that shop and now I have all this overhead. I'll just be open about it. It's $1,200 a month. I'm spending $1,200 a month overhead. Obviously there's more. There's like utility bills and all the other stuff, but $1,200 in rent is the main issue. I gotta make up for that, and I can do that by flipping more cars, for which I kind of need a dealer's license. I don't need it, but it would help. And just in general, having the ability to buy stuff from Copart that's in my town instead of having to get it from other states is just gonna save me a good amount of money and hopefully make up for the difference. Anyway, enough talking. I feel like I'm gonna be boring you with all this, so we're gonna go in there and I guess do our best. I have this button up. I also brought a blazer. Is that too much? It might be too much, right? Okay, I was gonna start talking about my clothes again. You don't give a shit. We gotta prove it. I've been waiting for this hearing for over a month. I had to put my whole dealership process on hold. Hopefully, we'll have my dealer's license pretty soon. The main issue that could have happened is if one of the neighbors had called into the hearing or complained and just opposed the proposed use that I was, proposing. But because nobody did, the guys from the actual village, they don't really care. They just approved me pretty quickly without me having to do a whole lot to convince them otherwise. Very glad. They just asked a couple of questions, like whether or not I had a bathroom and what the situation was with my parking spaces outside of the building. Very, very easy, much easier than what I had expected, and I'm very glad that it's over, and now I can send everything into the state of Wisconsin, and then everything is going to be up to them. We're just going to be waiting for their response. Now I'm just going to take this giant stack of papers, stick it into this envelope I got from my work. They're going to throw them all out, so. And now we're just going to toss that into my mailbox. And hope for the best. This took me approximately a month and a half. Not too bad of a process, not as bad as you would expect it to be. Quadruple checked everything in here, so there shouldn't be really any issues and any reasons why Wisconsin would deny this. I think we should be all set. Hey, what's up, buddy? Your bro's out there. If you would have told me from 2 years ago that I will be sending out paperwork for a car dealership, I would shit my pants. Based on this, it takes about 30 days if everything is correct. So we're gonna assume that everything is correct and hope that this actually happens in 30 days. That would be awesome. 30 days from now will be December 15th. Once I do get my license, I will probably walk you through the whole process and let you know exactly what I needed to do. I got a little more than 2,000 watch hours and I need 4,000 to get monetized. So please help me with the algorithm. I really would like to get to this goal of getting monetized within 1 year. If I fail, it's okay. We're going to keep going. It's not going to discourage me, but it would be great if I could manage this. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this content and you want to see what happens next with this business, with my cars, with me. I really appreciate you watching. Have a good day.